Lots of sights around the Kasarani Stadium. Very strict stipulations. Here's the start list for the boys' final of the 10,000 metres race walk here at these World Championships. 32 entrants overall. Ortiz there has gone as fast as 40 minutes 58. Mercenario, among the world leaders outdoors this year. And it's completed by the Ukrainian Zamira.
And they're away. Discipline as well as power is required in this very, very technical event. They go off in two groups. And the Kenyan has gone off very, very quickly there. You can see him in his white cap, giving the crowd something to cheer about early on. But it's very tactical, very cagey.
But maybe just at this point we'll just run through some of the regulations. What you will see throughout this race is you'll see paddles brandished towards athletes who are at risk or are in breach of the rules of race walking. So you'll see yellows and you'll see reds. The yellows in themselves are not a sanction in this event. They are simply a warning from the 5 judges who are around the track. And there is also, as we just come into the home straight there, just at the bottom left of the picture, you can see that sin bin area. And that is where an athlete will be sent if they accrue 3 red paddles. And the paddles are issued if there's a breach of the rules, either through a lack of contact with the ground or a breach with the knees. So the definition of race walking, just to get it absolutely clear, is it's a progression of steps so taken that the walker makes contact with the ground so that no visible loss of contact occurs. Now the advancing leg must be straightened from the moment of first contact with the ground until the vertical upright position. We'll remind you of that as the 45 minutes or so unfolds, but that, in essence, is the art of the race walk. And at the moment we're seeing Kumar and the hometown boy Samson Ingatini going really well.
There was the paddle, you saw that. That is a warning only. We don't need to dwell on that too much, but just a flavour there. There are judges positioned around the track, and a reminder that they use the human eye. There's no technology involved. There won't be replays. It is simply the eyes of the judge. And you saw there that Kumar and the hometown boy Ndingiti were shown that yellow paddle, and it was a warning that they were in danger of loss of contact. There are 2 different symbols. One looks like a chevron, which suggests that the knee is bent. The other is like one of those accents you get on Spanish ends, which tells you that there is danger of loss of contact. Loss of contact means that the back toe cannot leave the ground until the heel has touched down. It's known as flying in the race walking vernacular.
Very spread out field already. That's, again, not unusual to see at major championships. You can get breakaway groups. You'll also see very soon some athletes will become lapped at a very early stage when you consider there's some 23 laps or so still to go. They have a front pair there who've gone through 1,000 metres in 3:44.75. And remember, this is a race that will go to around the 40-minute plus mark. It's Kumar leading the way at the moment. 5 judges we mentioned. There is 1 chief judge. Should also say we just touched on the sin bin, which I think we'll see just away to the left as these front pair come into the home straight. And there it is, just to the left of the picture there, the sin bin. And if an athlete is sent into the sin bin, they will have to stay there for a 120-second countdown, so 2 minutes before they are allowed to rejoin the race. So through 1,200 metres and with 22 laps to go, you can see the field pretty spread. There's also, just as the big group goes through there, there is a notice board, and on that notice board the record of infringements is listed.
So the 2 leaders are very much out in front. Can they maintain it, though? Sanjay Kumar of India has a personal best of 44 minutes 41.31, and that's very close to the best of Dominic Samson Indigini, which was set at the trials.
And Kumar has received 1 red card, so he has received 1 red. Remember, if he accrues another 2, he will go into the sin bin for 120 seconds.
Yes, it was for loss of contact. So at some point, a judge has spotted that Kumar's feet were both off the ground, and that is an illegal manoeuvre. So he's got 2 lives left, and were he to get 2 more reds, he would be sin binned. It's the only card so far in the competition.
You see those notice boards there being updated with a list of infringements. You see our officials in blue just marking up those boards. Zhang of China there, we can see in the foreground. He's a very good performer. Season's best, 41 minutes 14. Very early days in this race walk, but already some of the crowd thrilled at the idea of the Kenyan Indigiti trying to pass the Indian on the back straight there.
They're also thrilled just to be here. There's a large group of school children just on that home straight, and every time the walkers, who are the front leaders here, go past, they give them a big cheer, which is hugely encouraging. You can see walkers being lapped there. You can also see competitors taking refreshments at the drink stations dotted around the course. Some choose to drink the liquid, some prefer just to pour it over their heads to cool down a little bit. It's not particularly warm in Nairobi at the moment. It's about 15 degrees. The local time is 9:40 in the morning.
You can notice, John, though, is as the sun starts to permeate through the clouds, we do see the temperature come up quite quickly,
yes,
don't we? And
it
will start the day, as you say, pretty cool. We'll be wearing jumpers, and then the sun will start to just come through the clouds, and very quickly it's up at 23, 24 Celsius. Still very comfortable, but a quite rapid change in temperature.
Still these 2 on their own, as it has been right from the gun. Another card for Kumar. He's got 2 red cards now, so he's going to have to be very, very careful. He's almost literally walking a thin line. He's been penalised twice for loss of contact, so Kumar will be sin-binned if he gets another. One other red card, Abdelrahman Tolba of Egypt, who is down the field at the moment in 22nd has also received a red card.
Yeah, so Kumar, the most sanctioned athlete so far out there, and a look around that track just shows you how spread out the field is. And here we're going to see Kumar and the Kenyan lap the Ukrainian. And this is where the technology on hand here is incredibly useful, because of course you have a lot of athletes out of sync with each other. Some will have 20 laps to go, so others will have 19. They're at 2,400 meters in this 10,000 meters race walk final. To the naked eye, the style is pretty similar from all of them, but clearly the method and the approach and the skills they've accrued in their years as race walkers means a huge differential in performance.
Well, the interesting thing really is that they can't really take huge strides, because if they do, they're walking and running.
Also worth noticing that we talked about the judges. There are 5 judges all around there, including a chief judge. Now, the chief judge has the ability to outright disqualify an athlete in the last 100 meters of a race. So regardless of the number of cards an athlete may have accrued, if in that last 100 meters, when there's literally a race on to secure victory, if he adjudges one of those athletes to breach the rules, the chief judge only has the power. It's Jose who's down there doing that this morning. He has the power to disqualify automatically an athlete. So that can often lead to an athlete being 40 minutes at the front, crossing the line, and then actually being disqualified soon after.
Yes, and we saw the drama in the Euro Youth Championships earlier this year when Mikita Kalayada of Belarus was disqualified as he vied for gold in the last few meters with Łukasz Niedzielek of Poland, and the Pole came home with the gold and the Belarusian ended with nothing.
I think what's great for what is a fairly long race is that we have a Kenyan right at the front. That's another of the chasing packs.
I'll just take you through who is behind those two. Sanjay Kumar came through 3,000 meters in front in 12 minutes 3.91 seconds. And Digiti we've seen with him. The third placed walker is Meseret Ayelin of Ethiopia. So there's another African, and interestingly, we've got a couple of neutral athletes, those who have been allowed by the IAAF to compete, despite the fact that their home nation is currently barred. Sergei Kozhevnikov and Salavat Ilkayev are neutral athletes, but they're in 4th and 5th position at the moment. Yao Zhang, one of the main Chinese contenders, is 6th, and Ortiz, who we mentioned, the Guatemalan, who is strongly fancied, is in 7th place. Niedzielek, the European champion, is in 8th. So a lot of the quality men that we expected to be medal contenders are in that top 8 or 9. There's about 20 seconds between Ndigiti in 2nd and Meseret Ayelin of Ethiopia in 3rd.
Well, John, I've seen some race walks where you get the athlete who gets to the front in 100 meters, goes all the way on and wins. It's not uncommon. I think we saw it in Cali a couple of years ago. So who knows whether we could be looking at the gold medalist in Kumar doing this as a starting gun to winning post kind of effort.
Provided though he doesn't pick up any more red cards. There's still been only 2 walkers who've been penalised. I can tell you that Abdelrahman Tolba, who we mentioned earlier, has also picked up a second red card. So he and the race leader are the only 2 yet who've been red carded, and we haven't seen too many yellow paddles either. So at the moment it's a fairly disciplined race, with the competitors managing to adhere to the rules properly.
Nobody other than the leader, Kumar, in any peril of being sent into the sin bin. Remember, 120 seconds, so it's a massive penalty if Kumar is penalised once more. See the Kenyan walker there. He's getting so much support. Ndigiti dispensed with his hat. Started wearing a white cap, and that one's gone. The discipline they have to remain is they have to keep for the 45 minutes or so that they're out there is immense.
Ndigiti is mentored by one of the pioneering fathers of international Kenyan athletics, Nyandika Mayoro, who was
and here we go.
The first
left of the picture, sin bin, our first sin bin.
And it's Kumar.
It's Kumar. It's 120 seconds, 3rd red card, and Kumar, the leader, is into the sin bin. 120 seconds now, so Ndigiti has got the opportunity now to put a massive lead up on his rival, as Kumar has to stand it out, and he is frustrated. Well, look at the emotion, the frustration for that young Indian athlete there. 3 reds, 120 seconds, it'll feel like a lifetime to him. He's dropping down the field, and it means that the Kenyan, Ndigiti, is in a really strong position now this race.
Yeah, we're mentioning his mentor, Nyandika Mayoro, one of the first Kenyan athletes ever to compete in a global event, the Commonwealth Games, way back in the 1950s. But he's transformed this boy, who didn't know which event to go for, and Mayoro suggested the walk might be a route to glory for him. So while most of his compatriots were concentrating on running middle and long distance races, he was honing his technique, and he will have been inspired, I'm sure, by yesterday's performances by some of his countrymen, as Sanjay can do nothing other than look on. His sin bin has dropped him way down the field.
You can see there the leader has come round and effectively lapped him. So Kumar has been blown out of this race, and here is the leader. But look at Zhang, the Chinese athlete, has just come powering past over the 400, the finishing line marks, and suddenly Zhang has made a big move here, and he's moving quickly up towards, along with a yellow paddle along the way, but it's only a yellow, and he's right up now on the Kenyan, and we could be about to see a decisive moment at this stage of the race, at least, as Zhang has gone on the charge. He's proved to be very quick this year, and possibly the Kenyan Ndigiti is feeling the pace a little, having gone out quickly himself, but now Zhang has moved right up onto his shoulder.
Well, Zhang has a personal best of 40 minutes 53 seconds, or he hasn't managed that recently. His best this season is 41:14, but he's the first to really respond to the way that Ndigiti and the now sin-binned Indian Kumar
And another athlete has just been sin-binned. So the judges have picked out another athlete for the sin bin. There we go. That's the Egyptian Tolba. So 3 reds for him.
He wasn't really in contention, Tolba, and I think that'll end any hopes he might have had. Look at the 2 leaders now, absolutely shoulder to shoulder with Yao Zhang of China having caught up and completely eradicated that gap between Ndigiti and the rest.
And Zhang looks a picture of composure, doesn't he, with his sunglasses on there, number 14 on his shorts, just behind Ndigiti, who's just breathing a little more heavily now. That's confirmation of the leading group. We are halfway through.
Yeah, they've gone through 5,000 meters in 20 minutes 35.58 seconds. Third place at the moment is the neutral athlete Salavat Ilkayev, and the Guatemalan Ortiz is in 4th, ahead of Sergei Kozhevnikov, who's another of the neutral athletes, but he has just received a red card for loss of contact. So out of that leading 8, which also includes Nedzelak Merchan of Colombia and the Belarusian Kaliada, Kozhevnikov is the only one who has picked up a red card so far.
Well, the Kenyan Ndigiti has held off the challenge of Zhang. I thought when Zhang made that move that he might actually breeze past him and move away a little. But this is a race of so many phases, and for now, it's a Kenyan lead at these World Championships in Nairobi.
Ilkayev is also in a very good position, the neutral athlete, because he has made it a front 3 with a big burst forward. Tolba is back in the race, running barefooted at the moment. You can see there on the left-hand side of your screen, and Kumar, who was the early race leader, is back in the race, but of course he's now a long, long way down on this front 3. Ndigiti, Zhang and Ilkayev in the all-blue strip, sanctioned to run by the IAAF despite coming from a disqualified nation.
Ndigiti of Kenya, from Zhang, from Ilkayev, the front 3, past the halfway point now of this 10,000 meters race walk boys final. There's Kumar, who for so long, of course, led this race before accruing the 3 red cards, and that put him into the sin bin. 122nd penalty for him. It's left him way down the field now. He's currently somewhere down towards the
20th, I think he is, yes, at the moment. Kumar.
Yeah, there he is, 20th. Good spot, John. Good choice of music inside the stadium at the moment.
Absolutely. In case you don't know it, it's the Proclaimers. I would walk 500 miles. Happily, these guys have only got to walk 10,000 meters. I think 500 miles would be asking a bit much.
Kumar, this is a mental challenge for him now. Just catapulted down the field after those 3 infringements, but the warnings, there's the yellow paddles are a warning, and then the reds are an actual technical infringement, and he had 3 of them. So Can't say he wasn't warned about the risk that he was running or walking in the case of this being a race walk.
Well, Ndingiti has stayed there. We thought when Zhang got up on his shoulder that it might signal that the Kenyan was in a little bit of bother, but he's maintained his rhythm, he's maintained his discipline, and I think it's quite a testament to these young guys, all of them 16 or 17, that they've avoided any kind of penalty at all as yet. It shows you that their technique is outstanding, and I think their temperament is very, very good as well. Ilkayev, wearing 8 there, is working hard to stay with Ndingiti and Zhang. Ilkayev doesn't turn 17 until September. Ndingiti was 17 in April, and the Chinese walker Yao Zhang is one of the oldest in the field. He was born on the 11th of January 2000, just 10 days after the start of the new millennium. Ortiz is now up there as well with them, looking to give Guatemala a first ever medal at any level of IAAF global competition. Well, this was the moment when the early leader Sanjay Kumar was hauled over into the sin bin. 3 instances of... Oh, in fact, he's been disqualified, Kumar. Well, he's out of it, I beg your pardon. He's picked up a 4th red card after a sin binning, so he is out of contention. He's gone. The first one to be completely disqualified. These are the leading pack, and they have just under 7 laps of the track to go, and Ndingiti is still there. He's been the only man who's been in front since the race started. The others have all worked their way through. The others are Ilkayev, a neutral athlete, Ortiz of Guatemala, the Chinese walker Yao Zhang, and also another of the neutral athletes is in that leading pack now, Sergei Kozhevnikov. So Kumar is gone, but everybody else, the other 31, are all involved, although the red cards are starting to appear more often as the walkers get more tired. Lukasz Niedzielak, the European champion, who's just behind that leading pack, has also been red carded, as has the other Chinese athlete, Halfan Qian, who's picked up 2, and Solmena of Mexico is also the recipient of a red card, which do sometimes become more prevalent as exhaustion takes grip.
Yes, and that 4th red for Kumar happened a few minutes ago. We were just on the javelin action. Great frustration for him, but 4 red cards accrued, and well, that is 1 too many. That means you are out of the race. Remember, the yellow paddles, which you will see brandished, are no more than a warning. They carry no penalty, but they are clearly designed to tell an athlete. I was talking to one of the race judge officials earlier on. In essence, they're telling you, we're watching you, you're running, walking very close to the wind in terms of the regulations, and you've got to be careful. So it's a clear direction for them, but it's only when the red card is brandished that they're actually being sanctioned.
Well, Kumar was shown a yellow paddle very, very early in the race and clearly hasn't really heeded the warnings. They are there to try and help the athletes. As we look at the leading pack trying to force their way past some of the back markers. Ilkaev has got into contention. Indingiti is still there. Zhang is still there too.
See the look on the face of Koshevnikov, the other neutral athlete running in this race, just to the left of the picture. He's really grimacing. They go through 8,000 meters. The laps are starting to run out for them here. 10,000 meters race walk boys final in Nairobi, and Zhang is at the front.
Ortiz looks as if he's slipping away, the Guatemalan, as the leaders vie for position. Koženikov is fourth, but Ortiz has just slipped a little way behind him now.
Indingiti is third at the moment, but this could be a big moment in this race. Now we've got Zhang braking, and it's looking like Ilkaev is going to try and go with him, but the other athlete, Koževnikov, is just fallen away a little. But Zhang now has got a lead that's starting to build, and the question is, will Ilkaev stay with him? Will Indingiti be able to stay in a medal position? That's those three.
It's all stretched out, and Zhang is looking the freshest of them. Ilkaev, wearing blue, is the man in second place at the moment. Indingiti, the Kenyan hope, is behind him. So 4 laps of the track to go, and it's the Chinese athlete who's forged a healthy lead now from Salavat Ilkaev, and that gap looks to be widening. Zhang has really taken it on, and with Ilkaev becoming a more distant figure behind him, Zhang is looking now like the race favourite. He's got no red cards against his name, so it would take something pretty extraordinary for him to mess that up. He's dousing himself with water just to try and stay fresh. But look at the gap there. On the left-hand side of your picture in red and yellow is Zhang, and on the right, 3 from the right, the man in blue is Ilkaev.
Yes, this is a big lead now opened up by Zhang. Remember, he has so far negotiated this race by keeping a progression of steps, making contact with the ground, and that no visible loss of contact has occurred, keeping that advancing leg straightened from the moment of first contact with the ground until the vertical upright position. The chaser, Ilkaev, what's he got in the tank? Can he reel Zhang in? It's going to be a big challenge for him now.
Well, he had an anxious look behind him, Ilkaev. I think he might be more concerned about what's behind him than what's in front of him, because Zhang looks imperious, and Ilkaev, I think his main concern at the moment is trying to maintain silver medal position. The Kenyan Indingiti is quite a distance behind him, so Ilkaev knows that if he can keep going and keep the discipline, he will be able to push on and get silver. There's a confirmation of the situation revolving red cards. Kumar is the only one to be disqualified. Tolba, though, would go if he were to pick up another red. Haifeng Qian, who is Zhang's Chinese teammate, has also picked up a couple. With 1,000 meters to go, the time was 37 minutes 09. We're looking at Salavat Ilkaev. He came through in 37:17.26, so he's in that 8 seconds down on the leader after 9,000 meters. There is the leader, looking very, very comfortable.
Less than 4 minutes split, that one, between 8,000 and 9,000. The race getting quicker. They had 5-minute splits and 4-minute splits earlier, but from 8,000 to 9,000, just under 4. And there's the local interest, the Kenyan Ndigiti. He's in the bronze medal position at the moment. Zhang has the commanding lead. Ilkaev is sandwiched between them effectively in this race, trying to chase gold and trying to preserve silver. Inside 2 laps to go in what's looking like a pretty quick race now from Zhang.
I think Ndigiti might have just lost third place to Kozhevnikov. We'll try and confirm that, but I think we might now have 2 neutral athletes in the top 3 as we look at the leader. Oh, very confident indeed. Ilkaev is behind him, and it's a battle on between Ndigiti and Kozhevnikov. And just a moment ago, Kozhevnikov got in front of Ndigiti, but Ndigiti's response has been strong. Kenya would love to get a medal in this. It's not normally an event in which they excel, but certainly is not the case of China, who've been absolutely outstanding race-walking nation for a very long time now. And Zhang is coming through into the home straight now and will take the belt with a very healthy lead over Salavat Ilkaev, and surely will go round the last lap knowing the gold is his.
Yep. No missteps now, no mistakes. Zhang is to go. There's the bell in this 10,000 meters race walk boys final, and it's China's Zhang who is heading for home and heading for gold. He's got Ilkaev leading the other podium chasers, and there you saw them just go through the picture and take the bell. A real battle on for bronze medal between Ndigiti of Kenya and Kozhevnikov, the neutral athlete. But here's the athlete taking a look over his shoulder as he heads down that back straight. He's on his way. Last kilometre, 3:56.80. And Zhang pressing home the advantage to bring China a gold medal.
200 meters from home for Yao Zhang, who's walked an almost flawless race. There is Ndigiti, and still there's a battle royal for bronze medal position. Ndigiti trying to hold off Kozhevnikov, but this is the man who's going to take gold. It is Yao Zhang. Superb race by him. Hasn't put a foot wrong, and any minute now he will be celebrating. There is the line. There are the arms aloft. Yao Zhang of China is triumphant in the boys' 10,000 meters race walk. Coming through for silver is Salavat Ilkaev of the neutral team, but there's the man who's number 1. It's Yao Zhang saluting the crowd. Ilkaev got the silver medal, just waiting for confirmation of who came up for bronze.
Ndigiti of Kenya has got the bronze as things stand, but there was a lot of activity.
There he is. Well, he might not have won it, but he is absolutely delighted. A bronze medal in the 10,000 meters race walk for Kenya, for Dominic Sampson, Ndigiti. And finally, he can start running. And he's running away towards those school children who've got a new hero in the Kasarani Stadium at the moment. Zhang has got the Chinese flag round his shoulders, and later on we'll have a gold medal around his neck. It was a terrific race by him, it really was. Almost flawless execution, no red cards, and he waited till about 5 laps from home and decided that he was going to make his move, and it was a decisive move in the end. There is Salavat Ilkaev, running as a neutral competitor, but picking up a silver medal. Brave run by him. He was never really in contention for the gold, but he'll be happy to have medalled, as will this man. Brilliant moment. Look at him. Absolutely delighted. Absolutely delighted. Confirmation of the winner of the 10,000 metres boys race walk, Yao Zhang. Terrific performance by him, 41 minutes, 12.01 seconds. Salavat Ilkaev, running as a neutral competitor, was second. And what a moment for Dominic Samson Indigiti, coming home for Kenya with a bronze medal.